Hello, people, and welcome to the 10th edition of the King Life Podcast with yours truly, Josiah Willis, alongside my co-host and good friend, Anthony Lombardo.
Hey, guys.
Today, we will discuss movie trailers, reviewing them from good to bad takes with special guest, Colin Smith. What's up, guys? So today we have our special guest, Colin Smith. He is back in the business. What's up, bro?
Yo.
Yup. And so, of course,
says.
me and Anthony here.
That's all I need to say.
And man, I just wanted to talk about our days and how it's been this week for you, bro.
Well, it was fine until I got to this podcast episode where we had an argument about what to say for small talk for about 50 minutes. But
hilarious, bro.
That's fine.
Things happen. Colin, how was your day, bro?
It was pretty good. I actually was able to get my hands on a PS5 today for
nice.
MSRP.
PS5?
Yeah, PS5.
That's pretty cool.
They're pretty rare for some reason, but I was able to get my hands on one. So I'm pretty psyched
inflation
about
and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
What games did you play for the PS5?
So I haven't actually gotten to play any games on it yet. I haven't gotten to set it up. I had to basically put it down and come right on over here so we get this set up and spend an hour arguing about what to talk about, small talk.
Yeah.
Well, that's a better use of your time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a bit over topics too, so there's that. But at the end of the day, hey, that's just how we go about me and Anthony. We typically butt heads over a lot of different things, but it's okay. It's just us having to find common ground from time to time.
So, yeah. Also, my day was interesting besides for small talk, but we were in my acting class. We were doing this new play, and I was like, it doesn't seem that good. It's called Quarantine. It's actually about like
based on COVID.
No,
Okay.
It's talking about laughing as a disease and like different. It's interesting. And I was like, this doesn't seem so good. But what was interesting was how emotion was. Our director, Alan Bomar Jones, he was bringing out certain emotions and stuff. And I did some emotional preparation before the scene, and it turned out really fun.
That's interesting.
Sometimes you get scripts like that where it's like, this seems kind of, I don't know how it'll work. And then it works out really well.
Yeah.
You just can read it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or had probably took into idealistic perception of what's going to happen for it, whatnot like that. Colin, can you share light on that?
I don't really. I don't do any acting exercises. I don't do any of that stuff. I've gone to theaters maybe once or twice, aside from movie theaters, which I visit frequently.
I got you. Nope, I just started my day just eating sandwiches and drinking juice and watching a podcast on YouTube.
Which podcast?
It's called The Crew. It's based on the show called Power. It's a show on Stars. It's very popular, and it has two actors from a guy from he's the main character of his own show, so they have a podcast together. Both are cast members for the show, and they bring on Power Universe guests on there, which is really cool, and they had this funny conversation with this guy that was notoriously known as being a gangster, a villain in the show, and he's a really good actor. He talked about his trials and tribulations of going into acting, which is really cool.
Okay, cool. I'm watching Colin give a 300-mile stare over at something. You all right?
Oh, I'm just blankly staring. I'm trying to process the information that's coming in.
Okay, well, probably
because I haven't heard of either of those, the acting techniques or the show Power.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to mention, you guys, for those that support the King Life podcast, me and Anthony's podcast here. We would like to send our deepest condolences to the families of Takeoff. He was a member of the rap group, popular group Migos, and he lost his life, unfortunately, this past Monday, November 1st, 2022, through being shot, and killed and not surviving it. He was 28 years old, a big, big part of my childhood, hold deeply into my heart, so I just want to say, love Takeoff, love Migos, love Offset, love Quavo, and I hope that everything comes together very well. Just prayers for them, and we just send our deepest condolences to the friends and families of Takeoff.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing whenever something like that happens, especially at such a young age.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely send our condolences.
So Anthony, did you check out any trailers recently?
No, nothing off the back of my mind. No.
As far as movies, what about you, Colin?
Yeah, actually, I saw this one recently called Violent Night. It's like a
was it?
spinoff of Silent Night, but
That's a good one.
Murderous Santa.
Murderous Santa.
Yeah, it's great. I need to rewatch it again, but it was actually just fantastic, and it just sounds amazing.
Huh.
I can't wait to watch it.
When's the release date for it?
I think it's December 2nd, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I may be off by a few days though, but it does come out soon.
It's coming.
Are you
Christmas.
excited for any movies?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
That one I'm quite excited
Anything
for.
else?
There's this one called Openheimer,
What's
which what was that one movie? Not movie. It was the TV show with all the like British gangsters. I can't remember what it was
British
called.
gangsters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was English ones. I can't remember.
Is it going? So it's going to be coming into theaters, or is it just Netflix?
Yeah, it is. It is going into theaters.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Part of the reason why we're talking about this is because I am not actually very good at following movies and stuff. I don't typically look forward to them, but we were thinking about watching some movie trailers and giving our reactions to them. So in between cuts, we're going to be listening to them, and you'll hear what we think.
Sure.
And we'll say which particular trailer it is so that you guys, if you want, we'll tell you when to pause or whatever, and you guys can listen to it. So, yeah. So our first thing was going to be Creed 3. We're going to watch the trailer right now and tell you what we think.
Okay. So we got done reviewing Creed 3.
Yeah, we just watched it.
And it looks like it's going to be a fantastic movie, man. It's going to come around in March of 2023. So we got to wait roughly, about 4 more months?
I guess, yeah.
So,
what you think about it, Colin?
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge amount of hope for it. Didn't really strike me as anything super special, but it's a
didn't strike
boxing
me
movie,
as-
so
It didn't strike me as that unique. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
it's not necessarily bad though.
No. If you're wanting a boxing movie, it's probably going to be a good one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're wanting something different, I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, if you're looking for something special, this is probably not the way to go. But
the only caveat I would add to what y'all were saying, though, is that one of the biggest things that's coming out of this film, having a review what to expect, Rocky Balboa will not be reprising his role. Of course, we won't be seeing Sylvester Stallone reprise his role as Rocky Balboa, is what I meant to say, in the film. So he won't be in it because he felt like there was no part for him to play for this film. And plus, he wants to pass the torch to Michael B. Jordan.
To be fair, it didn't
Creed.
seem like there would have been anywhere for him to really
There
be
was
in it.
literally
No.
it made sense. Yeah. And on top of that, Jonathan McReynolds will be playing in the film. I think that's really, really dope. I think he's an incredible actor from what I got hip to him because of my teacher, Alan Bomar Jones. Thank you so much, by the way, bro.
What about him?
Jonathan McReynolds is an incredible actor. He's carved out a pretty good niche for himself in terms of his career. I have seen him in films like White Boy Rick. Let me see. I think he did a TV show that was kind of like horror-ish, if I'm not mistaken. But he's going to be doing that, and he's going to be playing Ant-Man very, very soon, too. He'll play one of the biggest talked about villains in that whole entire movie. So that'll be pretty good.
Cool.
I think, just right quick, I just think that in Creed 3, the way I saw the premise being set up in the overall trailer, the guy who is playing who's his like best friend, basically, to me, I feel like he's gonna be Creed's Clubber Lang, that Rocky had in Rocky 3. So I think this is pretty interesting to tie into Creed 3 being the third installment.
Clever Lang?
Clubber Lang.
Clubber
Literally
Lang?
it was called
I don't
Clubber.
know what you are referring to.
So Mr. T played Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. There's been 4 or 5, probably 6 Rocky Balboa films. And in the third film, Mr. T played Clubber Lang. He was this vicious, like, brutal, didn't have no respect for nobody, was looking to beat Rocky, take his championship, just rule the boxing ring. He had so much anger and a lot of different just, like, vengefulness about everything. So I think this is going to tie into Michael B. Jordan having his own Creed character intertwined with his Clubber Lang, being that will be Damien, the one who's going to be portrayed by Jonathan McReynolds.
Okay. Real talk,
Yeah.
Mr. T would beat would be,
I pity the fool.
What's his name? Not Rocky, but the actor. He would beat him.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. He would beat him so quickly in a real boxing match.
You believe so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That dude's built.
He's built.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone's great,
You're
man.
also
Rebuilt.
not realizing it's Mr. T.
Yeah, but
Rambo.
also,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone traded his wife for a dog. So
Wow. Wow. Really?
yeah,
Is that facts?
his wife divorced him because he wanted to get another dog.
Wow.
That is funny.
That's sad.
Yes.
Dang.
Jeez.
He found value in the dog food.
She took an L, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
So much worth.
Lost Sylvester Stallone and lost to a dog, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I've watched Creed 1 and 2, and I can say I'm pretty psyched for the third one. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay.
And in your opinion, which one is better to you, the first one or second one?
Second one.
Second
honestly.
one, really?
Yeah, I preferred the second one. Just felt like it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It just felt like the plot was more well-rounded.
I feel you, but I think it showed. I think part of the reason is because too, with the second installment of the Creed series, you saw Michael actually struggling in that film. You know, as Adonis. You know what I'm saying? Just coming into that fight, he had to fight the dude's son, So the dude's son that Creed fought in the second installment of the Creed movie was Ivan Drago's son. I believe Victor Drago, right?
Russian guy.
Yeah, Russian guy, literally.
Evil communist.
Seriously, yeah. And it was
was that during the time of like big?
I mean, it was like
when
20
was
years
that
ago.
made?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that was during big anti-Russian sentiment. And
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Well, we're back to it, but you know.
right. So Ivan Drago, his son Victor fought Creed in the second installment. Now, for those that don't know, as far as the context of the backstory, Ivan Drago killed Creed's father Apollo. And
Spoilers, no.
literally the fourth film of Rocky series.
It's only been, what, 40 years now?
Yeah. So
It needs to be 100 till we can talk about it.
Right.
So in the second one, he was struggling based off of the fact that he was like really pressured, but also scared to fight him for the first time. He fought him without Rocky's approval because Rocky was like, "I'm not training you for him. He killed your dad. That's messing with my psyche, PTSD, whatever." And Creed fights him, gets injured, has to be sent to the hospital. He suffers like multiple injuries, and comes back to fight him. So I think, based on what you're saying, Colin, it probably was the death of him coming into it.
It was definitely the struggle.
Yeah.
It was the struggle
Yeah.
that brought more humanity to the character, you know.
Okay.
It's something you don't see a lot in a lot of movies is you know the upbringing, the
Yeah.
actual a lot of movies it's a linear movement up as opposed to hitches and roller coasters as it should be.
I got you.
Wish I had more to add. I didn't watch any of the Creed movies.
Have you ever watched any
that's a
Boston
shame.
film? Like, per se?
I mean, I did watch Rocky. I just don't remember it. That
That's
was
fair.
like when I was younger.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
You were
Yeah.
about negative 15 when it came out, I think.
yeah. Surprised it didn't jump on that bandwagon.
Right? Yeah, it's too bad.
Somewhere
But yeah,
around the 80s.
We're gonna move on to probably the next trailer if no one has anything else to say about it.
Colin, you got a trailer idea?
I actually do. We're probably going to move on to Violent Night. I had mentioned that earlier.
Nice.
The guys haven't seen it, but I have. So
I actually
Okay,
have seen
sure.
it, but I'll watch it alongside with you
All right.
Andy. But yeah, anyways,
Yeah, we're gonna be watching it now.
Violent Night was pretty cool.
it was pretty fire. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I thought it was actually pretty cool.
I expect great things.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just side note this. This isn't saying anything about Violent Night, but in general, maybe more to the trailer makers. It was very generic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, so was Nobody's trailer though.
Yeah,
and Bullet Train was
which is
too.
by the same people.
But that's kind of their whole shtick.
It's deliberately done.
Yeah.
That's what they're
I mean,
going for.
I thought when I was watching, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a funny movie, just Santa kicking butt. But
Dude, yeah, he just goes around tossing. Basically, the whole premise is there's a rich family getting robbed,
Mhm.
so Santa Claus comes and start kicking butt. You know,
He's the hero. He's the hero.
He goes around Paul Blart style and just starts ripping robbers to shreds. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I just thought I think the movie's gonna be really good.
Comes
just
out December 2nd, right?
something with trailers. Trailers are just I don't know. There's not a whole lot of innovation when it comes to them.
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
What would you like as far as like any detail going into trailers about that though? Like, what would you do different? Okay.
If you can manage to put in nuance in a few minutes, that would be like impressive.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there's a lot of like steps you could do, but honestly, I'd prefer they just put the money into the movie.
Yeah.
That too, but like if they're gonna hire the people to do it, at least ask for something different.
That's fair.
You know.
So, Colin, what are your expectations to see in the movie, even though what we already have seen in the trailer?
Well, just like in Nobody and what was it, Bullet Train?
Yes.
The fight scenes were fantastic.
Yes, they were.
The
Agreed.
camera work was amazing, and it was really engaging every time you saw somebody fight.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see some funny quips. Like,
Yeah.
like they had Bullet Train.
So
Yeah. That
Bro,
was a
Brad
fantastic
Pitt was
movie.
hilarious throughout the whole entire film. He just did not find any moments to not make me laugh. Like every time he was in there and ever he had his lines, I'm like, bro, everything is just funny. It don't feel like it's forced. It just comes off real natural. Like he even take the littlest things that were so serious to be as the big things to be as serious. He took them as being, oh, they're okay, whatever, cool. I'm gonna just move on. Like just a sense of dry humor all throughout the whole entire film.
Yeah.
Hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are we moving on or anything else?
Yeah, I got Ant-Man Quantumania.
Okay.
What?
Quantumania?
Quantumania.
So that's the new Ant-Man movie coming out?
Yep.
Paul Rudd again?
Paul Rudd again.
Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
We're going to see it right now. So I thought, I don't know, it was all right. Started strong. What do you guys think?
I'm enjoying it because I've saw the first two films from the Ant-Man series, and I'm very optimistic about that. It'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, all of Marvel's films have been kind of going downhill since Disney started taking control of them. So I don't have a lot of expectations for this. The trailer, it was cool, but it just seems like another rushed film.
It was cool, and then I started to see grandiose things happening, and that just gave me like flashbacks of like,
Yeah, it just
know.
doesn't feel right.
The over like
it's a big promise.
Yeah.
It's exaggeration. It feels
making it bigger and bigger. I don't necessarily think that's the best of ideas because it's like you're trying to force grandioseness.
Right.
Especially when it's so many movies, you're digging yourself in a hole because you're not going to be able to deliver all the time of getting better and better or necessarily like bigger and bigger narrative. I think sometimes even smaller can be better.
It also just feels like a very, very large jump in the knowledge we have. Like, we didn't know about the quantum realm until very, very recently, and then we just barely understood it for Endgame. Like, we barely anything about it. We understood just enough to allow for
the quantum.
time.
Or no, keep going.
Time skips, basically. Time travel.
Quantum realm was used in the new Doctor Strange movie, though. Wasn't it?
Yes.
But that movie sucked. So
it was alright.
It was pretty bad.
I'm mixed. I wanted to say
the CGI was horrid and the plot was middling.
There was no real magic.
Yeah, none of it was very good.
To me, there wasn't a stronger villain either way.
But there wasn't magic like there was in the actual Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, the first one was great. The second one to me was mixed because, I think my main reason why I didn't enjoy it as much is because they made what's her name? She has her own show on as far as Marvel.
Who? Oh, Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda. I don't understand why they made her a villain. I don't get the idea of why she is the villain in the film. No,
It's because she lost her family, dude. she basically made her own family, and then it was torn away from her.
Yeah,
and,
but you don't typically put a villain like with a woman with a man, you know what I'm saying, per se, in the film as far as like any superhero film. I don't ever see a superhero film where a male and a female are battling it out towards the end. I don't see that at all. In general, I've never seen the.
I don't see a problem with it. I don't know.
No, I don't see a necessary problem with it, but it's just
them. Wolverine.
I don't know.
Wolverine.
Because she was.
I don't remember which one, but that happened.
Yeah, but it was middling. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, to be fair. But also, like, it was the book.
Bro.
It was that book she got her hands on that made her evil.
I get it.
Then she like self-destructed herself at the end of that movie. I don't know. Anyway, back to the topic on hand.
Yes.
The
Ant-Man
movie.
I'm optimistic about. I hear what you guys are saying. I understand. Based off of not getting as much. Marvel films have not been doing as well as of late. I understand all that to a big degree, but at the same time, I'm also very I don't know from the first one and second one I've seen from Ant-Man, they've all delivered to me.
Yeah,
I just don't think this is going to be panned out or it's going to be a box fail or whatever that
I don't think it's
is.
going to be a box office success.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to see anywhere near the success that Endgame was, and Ant-Man movies that we saw were like, because
I don't think that's what that's saying at all.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was before Endgame, wasn't it?
Yes,
because it was after Endgame when things really started to go downhill. So I have low expectations but high hopes.
Endgame itself was more forgettable than Infinity War.
Honestly, it was,
which is weird.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed Endgame, but Infinity War hit harder than Endgame did.
Yeah,
even with my favorite character dying, unfortunately.
I
Spoiler
can't
alert.
Even,
Iron Man, that hurt my heart, bro.
Yeah,
I can't even remember the plot of Endgame though.
Well,
and I watched it,
travel.
and I was excited.
Time travel.
Well,
you
I
get
know
the stones, do the snap,
right.
put the stones back, and then Thanos comes in. He's like, "Why are you doing time traveling stuff?" and then he starts throwing hands with everybody, and then there's a whole scene with portals and nonsense where everybody comes in.
Which I think, I don't know, Infinity War I think was just better put together.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I feel like
it was a convoluted way of just being
large.
like, wait, we want everyone back though because we want to keep making movies with these people.
Yeah,
so.
which just doesn't work.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Ode to the well.
But like I said, I think moving past all that, I mean, they're not, like I said, I don't think Marvel's going to put themselves back into a corner, and then the films are going to be also bad. I mean, of course, Morbius was not good.
God.
This year, I get it. I know, Colin. I know you can rant for
was
Morbius
it this
for
year
days.
Or was it? Which
it was
year
this
was
year.
it? Was it
in April?
Really?
Yeah,
yep,
it was horrid.
The first
time moves so
April.
Fast. Dang.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah.
You got talking to the mic, but
I am talking to the mic. But no, the first on the first April is when we went to go see it at the theaters. And we drove there and it was cool.
So I want to just voice my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that this Ant-Man, from what I've seen, is going to be anything groundbreaking.
Nope.
No, I'm not.
I honestly don't even think
that.
It's going to hit the mark that the other two did.
No,
I don't see it hitting the mark the other two did.
No.
The other two are going to be the base point, like the minimum it should be in terms of quality, but it won't get there, and it's going to be ultimately disappointing for a lot of the fans.
Probably.
It might be. It might be the worst out overall.
They keep trying to make too many Marvel movies with too many plots.
They need to slow down. They need to make sure their CGI is correct. There's a lot of like 2012 movies that have better CGI than current Marvel movies. And they need to make their plots better.
So I agree with you guys over the oversaturation part. My biggest thing is if you were being put into a film, right, where it's as big or in terms of like you doing a sequel for that one film, you know what I'm saying, whatever, trilogy you want to do, Harry Potter, yada, yada, yada. If you're being put in that scenario somehow, wouldn't you want to over-deliver your performance in whatever way from the first film to the second film and then towards the third film?
Paul Rudd doesn't have the pull that anybody else does.
That's true to some
Paul
degree.
Rudd doesn't get to make choices like Robert Downey Jr. did or other
choices.
Big name.
What do you mean?
So a lot of actors decide what they want. Like I'm not doing that. Like Robert Downey Jr. for an example.
Paul Rudd is not as big of an actor.
He's really not. He's a great actor.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, but he's not the big money puller that Robert Downey Jr. is, or Tarantino, whatever his name is.
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
All right,
I can't remember what Robert Downey Jr.'s been in besides Marvel.
He was in Doolittle.
Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's but also he made Marvel.
Probably.
Man with the Iron Man, bro?
His Iron Man, that really made it. But it's just he's not going to be able to pull. There's only so much he can do, really. Like, he is just an actor at the end of the day, and he doesn't get to make the design choices or the directing choices that a lot of the big name actors do.
Yeah.
And so, really, it's on the hands of the Disney directors that just aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
So,
also, I think this is an interesting talking point. I would not want to be an actor for Marvel right now.
Nope.
No.
You're just getting put in these positions that you can't handle yourself in. It's just disappointing movie after another, and
I feel like when it comes to dialogue and stuff, you're not gonna get anything exciting, anything moving, anything even like overly funny.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be anything particularly special, and it's gonna probably leave a little bit of a stain on what people think you can do as far as movies.
Yeah, it's not gonna make him look as good.
So y'all are being very critical right now.
I am.
And I respect y'all for y'all opinions. Just so y'all know, I'm not trying to look here and try to convince y'all otherwise about changing your opinions. My biggest thing is this: I'm a positive Pete, okay, and I am trying my best to just be as optimistic about everything. I hear what y'all are all saying, but to get to the point, I don't want to be.
Hand me my drink, please.
I don't want to be a negative Nancy to go as far as to say that this film is going to be also horrible or it's going to be bad. But I do get y'all points over having seen films that have not done well for Marvel ever since.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have high hopes but low expectations. So,
I got you.
Why do you think Marvel's kind of gone into its pit?
Well, because they've got Disney churning them out like they're just TV shows. You know, they're working too hard. They're trying to get too much stuff done. They're trying to churn out TV episodes like it's nothing. They're trying to get movies out monthly. Like they're just pushing too much, and they're not allowed to spend the time they need to make these movies really masterpieces like they used to be.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think so.
And it's really disappointing to see them to see
It's
Disney
sad.
running them into the ground like that.
Do y'all think it comes from a lack of creativity too?
I think it's just Disney trying to make money off of a franchise they bought.
Well,
they could be more creative if they had more time.
Right.
That part, but you
they're not
also could
giving
say the same thing for like when you think of ideas going to like DC, for instance. When I watched Batman versus Superman, I was like, yeah, this is Batsuda.
That was a premise that was kind of endangered to fail.
It hurt my feelings because I'm like, for one, like Superman's my favorite out of DC. I know everyone loves Batman, but to me, it's always been Superman. I had my reasons when I was a kid. But going to DC, Justice League, I heard was not everyone's favorite. Everyone probably has criticized Wonder Woman to a T. And some other different things. So I say DC too is not always measuring up as well, but
DC has not.
It's nowhere near Marvel at all. Nowhere near their stats at all.
Honestly,
but it took too long.
Honestly,
I think DC's doing better than Marvel is nowadays. But that's because DC. Yeah, I think DC's. So a few of DC's movies recently, they're not the greatest, but like CGI wise, they're far ahead of Marvel currently, and even their plot wise, it's more entertaining. And I hate to say it, honestly, I don't have the emotional attachment to the characters in DC, but it's just I just feel like DC is doing a better job of producing quality content for their diehard viewers, and I just feel like Marvel's
they may be doing it, but they're not as consistent as Marvel. Like when you watch Disney Plus, they literally have Marvel. A variety of what you can watch from Marvel as far as movies, TV shows, a lot of things.
It's
a lot. No,
that's why they're not doing it as well.
I agree.
Like their shows are all right,
but when you say quality, I don't go as far as to say I also agree with you on that. Only because they have a level of consistency to be matched with that.
Would you rather choose from 1,000 burgers or one good one?
Probably just one good one.
Right. That's my point.
Hang on, give me a second. All right, I just had to cut out what Colin said, but
you didn't like my big boy words.
No, too big boy.
Big boy.
Radio doesn't like it.
But you get the point, guys. Just churned out garbage is basically what Marvel's turning into.
Yeah.
And I don't see it.
It's okay, you guys. For the King Light podcast, Josiah here is the only one that's being positive, while Anthony and Colin here wants to be the negative Nancys, which is fine. It's okay.
It's not being negative.
Negative Nancys and Debbie Downers.
It's being real. I don't want to hear it.
True.
So, guys, I do have another trailer to review. It is called Megan. I think it's going to be some sci-fi horror, if you like sci-fi and horror.
What is it coming off of a franchise or is it standalone?
It's actually a new one. But it's going to be. I think the producers that came from is from Blumhouse, and they did do work for the movie called The Black Phone, which me and Colin have seen.
I've never seen
great
any
film.
of those.
The Black Phone. What?
Black Phone was really good.
It was really good. Yes, the Black Phone was really good.
Horror?
So.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an abrupt end, but it was still pretty good movie.
Yeah,
I can't deny it.
Great storyline was overall pretty good. The sister was hilarious. She had that one scene.
Yeah.
Black Phone was awesome. So y'all want to watch?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. So what did you guys think?
I thought it was pretty cool. Well, I don't know. Robot's a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a fun spin because the robot, it doesn't move like a robot. It's very fluid.
Yeah, it's a very regular person.
I don't know, but it's just wrong. It just feels wrong, and I think that's good. You know, I don't know.
It reminds me of The Boy. I'm not sure if y'all seen that movie. There was a film called The Boy. It was on Netflix. I think they had about 1 or 2 films of that, where it was a doll and he moved, but he didn't have any lines to speak. He didn't have nothing. He just moved, I believe. Gotcha. And so
something moves.
It ain't nothing new, but the fact of the matter is, it's creepy. The fact that she dances turns me off completely. I'm like, bro, like the moment I see that, I'm like, okay, that is just downright.
What are you talking about?
Is it scary? Huh?
Scary because she dances.
It just looks creepy because it's like she's dancing. I'm
doing the gritty.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm doing one thing, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Yeah, I can kill people too if they get on my nerves." And then she tells that the girl, she's like, "I was having a conversation."
She's doing the stanky leg
with your daughter.
And then she just
bro. I don't even know what she was doing. What was she doing in terms of that dancing? But nah, it's creepy. Creepy film.
Yeah, there was a scene where she was like chasing the kid off because that was weird. It wasn't necessarily scary. It was kind of like why was she was bear crawling? She was like running after the kid like a bear. But that's not what a robot would do.
That's not what a person would do.
Yeah, it's not what a person would do. It's not what a robot would do. That doesn't make any sense. What was the point of that?
Wow.
Like, it's just that didn't really
goofy.
That pulled you right out. Yeah, it was definitely goofy. Like it wasn't no horror scene. It was weird.
It comes out in January. Are y'all going to go see it?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I see
I'm
just
not
about
the
every
biggest
movie
fan
that
of
comes
horror,
out. So,
right.
You know.
You got a membership, don't you?
Yeah, that membership to AMC.
I'm not the biggest fan of horror, but honestly, that doesn't even seem scary. Know what I'm saying?
I think if they chill with the goofy scenes, it has potential because the Uncanny Valley is like really good.
I was sympathizing with the robot, to be honest, for a bit, and then I was like, well, I don't know. You were kind of like, just
it's a robot.
Got so angry that someone tried to turn you off. I mean, to be fair, who wouldn't be? But who goes the nuclear, I'm going to kill you option?
Right? It's like, dude, chill out.
It's
not like I said, it's not like I said, Megan, like reset to factory settings.
Yeah, you just got
I didn't say delete all the stuff on a hard drive.
Just start stomping out Megan.
Yeah.
That's the turn off button.
Bro. Did y'all notice?
I know a lot of people who has that.
I don't care how much that robot costs. The moment it said no, that's game over. You're going in the trash bin. You're getting crushed, bro. I don't care. Like that's not a game I'm playing with you.
Yeah.
You don't get to say no to me.
Me when my child says no.
You know what I found that was the garbage. What I found that was really interesting and funny is that there was no scenes at all showing that she could be like fought like towards. Like no one was like trying to beat her up, kill her, make an attempt to like destroy her. Nothing. It was literally her just causing catastrophic. I don't know how you say that word, but catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Just catastrophic.
Yeah, just completely just like craziness, just a lot of different things that she was doing, and she was being able to get away alone. She was able to get along, She was able to get away from.
Bro,
I'm messing up my word.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
She was running 90s on kids, and they didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah. Okay. That's my point. She was able to get away with a lot of different things from that point on. Like she was killing people, setting people on fire. I think she put a dude on like a hook or something and had him hanged and what.
What's that video game?
So
what?
You know that video game, right? Where they rebuild the generators?
I remember talking about it. Yeah.
Well, now you just gave me dementia because I can't remember.
But I didn't give you dementia.
No, actually, no. Quick side note. When it comes to like group thinking and stuff, if someone doesn't remember something, they're like, "You remember that? I can't remember the name." The other person will not remember the name.
That is hilarious.
I don't know why. That's a psychology thing. It's just everyone will not remember it. It's a group thing. I don't know why.
Huh. Interesting.
Right. Well, I think we should move on to our next trailer.
You got a trailer?
I have a trailer.
Okay.
It is the all famous Puss in Boots.
Oh, wow. Which one?
It's the new one. It's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's coming out
Last
soon.
Wish.
Yeah,
Does
December
that have a
21st.
number attached, or is that?
No, it's just called Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll be back.
Should be fun.
Yep. So, okay, we are back, and we just saw the Puss in Boots
The
trailer,
legendary Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots.
as well as a 5-second clip of Grubhub because
don't.
I was commenting on the animation
Yeah.
stuff.
Anthony
was like, well, at least it's
Yeah.
not
Girl was
that.
like, oh, I can't
Anthony
watch
had
no more of
commented
it.
on the animation as it looks a bit different than we're used to.
Yeah, it's a little anime. It's
and-
not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a bad change. It's interesting.
I had to bring up the Grubhub ad because
Yeah.
it is notoriously terrible, and animating studios keep using it, and I don't know why they
I
keep using that
cannot,
style.
bro.
I
But
cannot.
anyways, honestly, I think that was the best out of all the trailers we've seen so far.
What about? Wait
yeah.
a minute. What about Violent Night?
That's a hard
I'd
one.
say Creed
Yeah.
3, Violent Night, and then
I think I would prefer
Megan.
Violent Night.
I say
I
Megan.
I
not
like
saying
Puss in
Creed
Boots.
3. I'm not
I've
saying
always been
Creed 3 as
attached.
the
I'll say
top.
Creed 3.
I've always been attached to Puss in Boots. I
Yeah.
like him. He's a great character.
From
I think
Shrek.
honestly though, I think Violent Night's gonna be a better movie than Puss in Boots. But
Probably,
I think
probably.
I think Puss in Boots is gonna be better than Creed 3.
I
I think I'm gonna enjoy it more
don't
than Creed 3.
disagree with that. I think Creed 3 is going to be
The Ant-Man isn't even in the picture, but
Ant-Man. We don't.
Yeah,
look at
that's because
Yeah.
y'all went on a full
That's
Marvel rant,
'cause that-
okay?
nah.
Y'all went on a full
that's
Marvel
because
rant,
Puss in Boots
and
is
y'all were
gonna
like, no,
clap
Ant-Man
in
doesn't have a
theaters,
chance of
dude.
doing well at all in the box
Yeah.
office, so that's gonna be a flop, period.
We're gonna watch the. Are we gonna go back
Oh,
next
yeah.
episode and watch all the box office ratings and see which one rates
I am
better?
done.
Yes,
All right.
Probably do that. I'll go
Well,
as
actually,
far
they're
as,
not out, and we don't know when
it's
they're
gonna be a while before.
We're
we
just
do
gonna
it.
speculate.
But the next time we start talking about that, yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. I do have a trailer as well.
Oh,
It's
did
called
we speak on Puss in Boots now? Are we done?
Not a lot, really.
Yeah, okay,
Honestly,
go ahead.
I have high hopes. It
hopes.
looks fantastic. There was a lot of the normal Puss in Boots stuff.
Do you
He
know the
gets
premise?
stuck in a crazy cat lady's house, and then
Mm.
bounty hunters fight him, and then there's a bunch of fight scenes, riding rockets through houses. It looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Status quo type
excited.
beat.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
No.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. What do you
Puss in
expect?
Boots.
Puss in
Yeah.
Boots.
All right. We good to move on then.
Yep, I have the next trailer. It is called Spirited. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell will be in it. So
That's
That's an
Will
interesting
Ferrell
dynamic.
and Ryan Reynolds. Oh, right. Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds.
the
I
sexiest
keep
man
remembering
alive.
him, and then I keep unremembering him. Who is he again? Christ, I know
Ryan
him, but
Reynolds?
I don't remember him.
So
He is only the most handsome man alive.
That's not helpful.
talking about his looks.
Tell-
Deadpool.
He playing
That,
Deadpool.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
Deadpool.
what I thought. No,
yeah,
I was
it's,
like,
it's
wait a minute.
Deadpool.
Hmm.
That's
And
And he's
that's
very
the whole
funny
shtick.
too. Very
Yeah, okay.
He
funny.
also owns Gin.
He's
this
hilarious.
gin company. Is
Okay.
it gin?
I think it was Jen.
Yeah.
What's up with
He did
like,
do Red
celebrities making like whole lines of something?
Usually it's alcohol, but it's because they can make money off of it.
True.
Big
Big
why buy
Other
another
ventures?
gin that's just gin? It's like having 50 different waters to choose from. Buy the branded
is-
one because it's branded.
I mean,
It's-
yeah.
Right. It's because it works.
True.
Did y'all see Red Notice?
No,
No.
I didn't.
It was on Netflix. He was on there. It was him and Rock and Gal Gadot. They all was in it. So the Rock I'm referring to is Dwayne Johnson. You guys, actor. I know Anthony does not. He cannot stand him. But
What do you think? What do you think
I
of The
enjoy
Rock,
him.
Colin?
He's all right.
He's
He
all right.
plays the same guy, but
He's the
it's
exact
a
same
pretty
guy
he plays a
every
good
pretty
character
funny
all the
guy.
time. I want him.
Mm.
My only critique I will
Plays
say.
The Rock in every single movie, and I swear.
I'll say this. In terms of his acting, I think he's a solid actor. My biggest thing with him is he always plays the good heroic roles, and I'm just waiting, chopping at the bit to see him play a villain. I want to see him be a bad guy.
You know what? I want to
I
see
want
him
to see him
be.
play a bad guy so bad.
I want to see him be someone who's actually a bit weaker, someone who actually gets like
loses his powers or something
loses.
like that.
I want to see him as someone who loses, and
See,
then I
but-
want to see emotion.
But
get
you couldn't do
taken
the
out.
like Kevin Hart shtick with that, where he's like, his weakness is cake and strength.
Yeah, but what I want is like a genuine, like, maybe a tragedy out of him. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to bring this up before we go and watch the trailer.
Sure.
Puss in Boots grossed more than the first Ant-Man did, so we're just.
Oh my God!
Ant-Man. I mean, yeah.
The
He is
first
so
Ant-Man
petty.
only grossed $516 in the box office. Puss in Boots, $555. That's all I want to say.
Okay, so to be fair,
All right,
that's the
bro.
first Puss in Boots. We cannot really speak on it for the newer ones and all that.
That's
So-
true
Yeah.
to a certain degree. All right,
However-
man.
What's your guys' speculations on what the numbers will be on the new Ant-Man?
I'm seeing a Billy. I'm seeing a Billy come out.
Billy.
Coming out,
Oh,
what?
Billy.
Out Puss in Boots?
No.
I could see 600, 650 come out of this,
As far as a million,
depending
yeah.
on how it comes out.
What was the first one? It was 500?
$555 million came out.
But
of
you're
Puss in
saying
Boots.
600?
600, 650. I'm
That's a
seeing
lot.
it.
No.
I have high hopes.
No.
I have high hopes.
300.
That's-
Nope. 300? You think 300?
It
I
probably-
see 600.
I'll
don't
say
see
less.
600.
I see
don't
at
think it's
least-
gonna be-
I see
don't
at
think it's
least
gonna be
5.
more.
I think it's gonna be more.
I think even though there's more people on the earth and everything else, I don't think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be okay.
I think it's gonna be more.
All right. So
I
he
think-
guesses more. I guess less. What do you think?
I agree with Anthony. I think it's gonna be less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
It
where
was-
about being
It
that
was
big.
okay, and it was long after the first Puss in Boots, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one was like
And
2011.
it's a different animation style, probably a different voice
However,
actor. You know.
How well did The
Good point.
Incredibles 2
You got a good
do?
point.
Pretty well.
I never watched the
Is this
Incredibles, so I can't speak on it.
the official sequel towards Puss in Boots? Cause
Yeah.
wow, so you waited
That was
what
a
9,
long
10
time.
years?
Yeah, the hype's
Except
dead.
nobody was waiting for it.
Hype's
That
dead
part-
for
that
anything.
part.
You know,
Yeah.
no, everybody
That's
was
true.
waiting for Incredibles 2. Nobody was waiting for
Yeah.
Puss in Boots 2.
True.
However, I still think it's gonna do really well in the box office. At
think
least,
it'll
at
do
least
okay. I
half a
think it'll-
Billy.
I
We'll
think,
see.
At least half a Billy.
We'll see.
You
I
gotta
think
give me that.
it might match it in terms of sales. I don't think it'll surpass.
Good to
There
know.
you go.
Now, which trailer are we going to?
We going to Spirited.
Okay.
After the
See
break.
you in a bit.
Well, the first thing I saw was that it was coming off of Apple TV. So,
Oh.
low hopes.
That's
Bad.
However,
That's
however, then I saw Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. So,
Come on, Come on.
Mm,
I
so
don't know.
I think it'll be funny, but
Yeah.
overall, the trailer was okay.
I didn't see a plot.
I didn't see a plot
Honestly,
either.
I didn't.
I just saw a
couldn't catch it.
parody, and that's it.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a parody, but those can be fun too.
It
Yeah.
gives me Christmas Story vibes, especially with the
It's
Ebenezer
the
Scrooge.
parody of that.
Kind
I
of
mean,
like that,
yeah.
yeah. Goes from Christmas past, present, and then I think future,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, if they play it well, that shtick could be funny.
Could be.
Yeah.
And with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, I
Come
just
on,
see
man.
it being really funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just their comedy chops and the lines would be
Yeah.
probably hilarious, but it probably a movie you'll see sometime like after, like probably within about 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You'll be like, okay, I watched it, and I'll realize, oh, this is actually pretty good.
I don't think it's gonna be a Christmas classic by any means.
No, but you'll
No.
probably enjoy like
Not
you
like
know,
Die Hard was.
Agree.
Hard.
But
I
I will
forgot.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that one. But in terms of going and see it either in Apple or is it going to be streaming through Apple or is it just
I think it's gonna be on Apple TV Plus. I don't think it's even gonna be in the theaters, which is unfortunate.
Sad go.
so
Out to the wall.
there's that. Okay.
And I just flat out refuse to get Apple TV Plus. Just even though I own an iPhone and AirPods and an iPad and all that stupid garbage,
You're
I
already-
still refuse to get Apple
I think
TV.
you're already neck deep. in
I'm
terms of-
dude, I'm neck deep, but I'm
their
still
clip
clawing
on
for the
you.
surface.
Alright.
I
luck
refuse
with
to use
that.
Apple TV. It's
Good luck
terrible.
with that. But honestly, I don't think there's too much to say about the trailer.
Yeah, it was mid,
Yeah.
honestly.
So
Mid.
Bro.
what are we going? What are we going with next?
Well, I actually do have one.
Yeah.
I'll have
Um,
one more after him.
Okay.
It's called Openheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yes, Oppenheimer. It has that one guy
Oppenheimer.
from that TV show that I can't remember the name of.
Okay, now I'm curious.
Let me look. It was Peaky Blinders. That dude.
I don't.
Have you never watched that before?
Nope.
Peaky Blinders. Great
I
show.
don't watch enough movies.
Gotcha. That's a show.
I don't watch any shows.
That's
so
fair.
There you go.
But he's a great actor. And I have high hopes. It's a war movie. Oppenheimer.
Okay. Cool.
Oppenheimer.
Cool. We'll see you in a bit.
So I did not watch the trailer before we went and watched it, and I did not know Robert Downey Jr. was in this, and I am so excited.
Me too.
I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time.
Me too.
My face dropped a little when I saw him. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's fair. He was great in Sherlock Holmes, though.
Well, part of the reason why,
fantastic.
to Khan's point, one of the reasons why he's big on Robert Downey Jr. is Robert Downey Jr. is actually his favorite actor too. On top of that,
Is he?
It's either that or Denzel Washington, but
Really,
that's
Robert
true.
Downey Jr.
Toss up.
just because he was Iron Man.
Toss up.
Just because he was Iron Man.
He's
I love him
but
in Iron
that's
Man.
who he is. That
Love
he
him in Iron
doesn't
Man.
have much extent beyond Iron Man.
He did
He did
Doolittle.
Sherlock
He was
Holmes.
great in Doolittle, and he was great in Sherlock Holmes. Both
Two
of
movies.
those.
What other movies?
Not many.
He doesn't exactly have a
However,
whole lot under his belt.
He was in Weird Science. I know it's an 80s movie, but he was in Weird Science. So
He's
that
looking
counts.
up Robert Downey Jr. movies.
I'm sure there's
right
some
now.
that I'm not remembering.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think he's
So Sherlock Holmes. Oh my God, he was the black guy in Tropic Thunder. How did we forget about that? How did we forget about that?
I remember that. Yeah, that was
that
funny.
was, dude. You
I'll give
can't
him that.
even
I'll
like.
give him that.
Like,
Yeah.
that is peak range. He
Yeah.
was literally another race, and
I mean,
they accepted it.
He was pretending to be another race.
He was a guy pretending to be a guy, and he played it fantastically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, he was
Fair enough.
amazing.
Fair enough. I just feel like that's a lot different. I don't know. It was funny though.
Well, there's also the Sherlock Holmes, which he was in,
never
and,
watched
and he was
Sherlock.
good in that.
Was he?
I did not watch Zodiac, so I can't give my opinion on that one.
Okay.
He's in a lot of movies. It's just I feel like a lot of these are mostly
Most of them are
smaller-
not. Yeah, they're smaller. for the most part.
roles. I mean,
Yeah. And it looks like he's going to be a minor role in this one too.
yeah, most likely he's not going to be a central role. However, I expect big things.
I'm big.
Be
I
sure to
agree with
speak into
Colin
the mic.
100%.
As long as he does it well.
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
not going to be too mad. So,
Okay.
I do have another trailer.
Well,
I think
are we
my
done?
Last one.
well, there wasn't really much to talk about because it was
True.
only a
It's
1 minute
in-
trailer.
It's in 2023, right?
Well,
April?
July.
July the 21st.
Yeah, late. So we've got at least like 8 months before we can hit it up.
As long as
However,
they don't push it back, there wouldn't be no sense for it to push it back.
there's no reason to push it back because they don't have a stupid virus to blame it on. But
That part, that's true.
however,
100% true.
what trailer are you putting up?
I have Avatar: The Way of Water.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Are you not a fan of that?
When does that come out?
Let me see.
Speaking to the mic.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
I'll look it up after.
Also, this is probably going to be the last. So,
The last one.
Yep.
Today.
see you in a sec.
It looks like Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana will be reprising their roles, respectively, for the film Avatar. Right now on this podcast, I already asked Colin and Anthony right here, what do they think? And yes, Colin, maybe you saw a quick walk, but I don't know.
Bruh.
What do you got to say about that?
Nah, he
What
was
you gotta
doing
say
the
about
gritty, bro.
The
There was
gritty?
a robot, like
Okay.
there was a whole robot thing. He was doing the gritty the whole way. That was bonkers.
So, yeah. Honestly, I might show this in the video, but yeah, it's kinda
Like he would, dude, it was insanity. Like I don't know why he was walking like that. But however, the movie looks very cinematically interesting, and I hope they
Yeah,
put it
it's
on
a-
Dolby Cinema.
Yeah.
So I think
really do.
I think it definitely looks cinematically interesting.
It just
Mhm.
Yeah.
grandiose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
You
my
know.
only thing was that I don't know where they're gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know what the plot is because I didn't watch the first one.
Oh, you didn't watch the first one?
No, I did not.
I have.
First one was really good.
I do
I
need to
have.
watch that one before I
First one
watch
was
the
pretty good.
second one because I assume it builds on it. However,
The
it also
first
doesn't
one-
look like they have a real good idea of what they're doing with it.
True. The first one was actually like anti-colonialism, where all these
Yeah.
Marines
I
were
can
coming
mess
in.
with it.
Yeah, all these Marines were coming in and trying to like take over the planet for their own purposes. And
Right.
I could kind of gather that from the trailers. I saw the reason I said "oh no" when he brought up the trailer earlier is because I had seen it 7,000 times while I was in the theaters because they played it before every movie that I went to watch.
Yeah.
And you know, as you guys might know, I do watch a lot of them, so I've seen
Yes.
the trailer kind of a lot.
yeah,
However,
So
still
it
looks
came out.
fancy.
So Avatar originally came out. I want to say what 2009.
God, it was so
A while ago.
Yeah, 2000.
That thing made a
God,
lot of
yeah.
money though.
So
Yeah,
it
it was good. It was a
Yeah,
good movie.
for what it was shown last
I
time. But
remember I played the game on Wii.
I'm wondering why it took them at least
Wii.
12.
Oof. That's
The Wii version. I never played the
Yeah,
Wii version. Never played the Wii version. But I'll
I
say
liked
this.
it when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out why it took them at least 12 to 13 years just to make this.
So they can make
Film.
it good.
I get
So
all
they
that,
could
but it's
make it
why
good.
so long,
I
though?
hypothesize that they didn't intend to make it for a long time,
That's one
Probably
thing
not.
too.
Yeah.
and then it just became a new idea of like, well, what if we did go
Need
back
money, right.
on this
Yeah.
older IP that we still have in our pocket and make it, which I don't necessarily think is the greatest idea because Avatar ended very well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like there wasn't really a place to go, so I have no idea where they're gonna go with it. Yeah.
Maybe it's to capture the future, considering like if you notice, I forget Sam Worthington's character in that Avatar film, but there is a child that he was interacting with. I think it was his son or probably maybe daughter. Maybe it's to build towards the future and see their life from years on past, and they're going to a different direction for it.
Seems a little boring though to
Yeah.
just follow one family as opposed to
Here's what I hope.
big topics.
I hope that they
Mhm.
go, like you were saying, I hope they go big topic again,
Yep.
where it's like this big idea that they're showing of like, because the first one, like I said, anti-colonialism, where it was showing one of the Marines, or whatever he was, he went into one of those Avatar things to learn more about, those blue people.
Yeah. Right.
And he actually learned to very much sympathize for them and the fact that everything that they're having is being destroyed over just some corporation wanting more.
So with that being said, knowing that, right, and knowing how it was translating towards that with film back in 2009, what do you think their goal is for this year? Like in terms of
I
like
have
the
no
film?
idea.
What can you make a guess?
Because the reason I have no idea is because it wrapped it up in the first Avatar. It was a closed loop.
Yeah.
There was no place to go.
There shouldn't be no reason for why it should have a sequel. at
No,
this
it
point.
really it shouldn't have a sequel. But it looks really pretty.
Yeah.
Maybe they can pull something out where it's like another
Visually.
big idea, but like unless they have the human aspect there, it's gonna be hard to relate to, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they do, because when I was watching the trailers that they had released in the movies.
I didn't see any humans.
See, but when I was watching it in the theaters, they did have humans, and they were like
Did they
carrying
seem like
cargo
a
around.
big-
It seems like they had actually like. You saw the guy that was doing the gritty. That was
Yeah.
a blue alien. It looks like they had integrated into the society together.
Okay.
Now I didn't watch the first one, so I have no idea
Might be
how
more
it ended.
machine work,
However,
maybe, but
Yeah, it looks like they're integrating into each other well. And from what I can tell on Google, but from what I can tell on Google, it looks like that there's going to be a war. It says that when an ancient threat resurfaces, Jake must fight a difficult war against the humans. And I wonder
that was
what
kinda
that's gonna be
similar
about,
to,
though.
To the first one, they were fighting against the humans in that one.
Yeah, but they weren't quite as well integrated as they are now.
So
they
they're
might
coming
be.
back for a war then.
I mean,
They're not really integrated though. They just more separated, and then what was his name? Jake.
see, but it might be.
Yeah.
It might bring around like a war between the same species. Like
Maybe
they may
a
end up
more-
fighting in a war that isn't of their own origin. You know.
Maybe a more genuine war as
Right.
opposed to the other one, which was more like a little bit of a native rebellion,
Right.
if anything.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I know at least that if the graphics can carry the film, as long as it looks cool,
If
it
the
is
robot
cool. You
crip
know.
walks
Visually.
the whole time,
Yeah.
it's a success.
If he can crip walk throughout the whole movie, we're good, bro.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't
he
even
said
need
crip walk, I
lines
was
or
lying,
anything.
bro.
He's just there, crip
Yeah.
walking in half the scene.
Yeah, just
The moment
whole
Colin
time.
said it, I left Earth.
They got a
bro.
whole army doing it. Dear Lord.
I left Earth. I'm telling you, that made me laugh so hard when he said it. I said, wait a minute. I had to, like,
we had to
I had to
replay that
rewind it
scene
like
4
probably 2
times.
times.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
was insane,
Yes, I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you mean,
Absolutely
crip walking? I looked at
bonkers.
it, and then
bro.
We're just
You're gonna have to put that on the video because
Yeah.
like
hey, man.
you just can't explain it in words. It was
Oh.
hilarious.
Which, speaking of, for the radio station, I'm thinking this is going to go on normal time. For the actual thing, I think we're going to take a little bit of extra time. This won't mean anything to you, but we're going to take a little bit of extra time to send out the episode, and then we'll decide whether or not that might be a more normal thing or not. So.
Sure. All right. So we better go over here and wrap it up today, bro?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, thank you, Colin, once again for joining us as our guest here.
Yeah.
Being a special guest for the King Light Podcast. Yeah. For those that support our channel and want to see more of content like this, of course, go right ahead and follow us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Support us through Spotify. Just check it out from Apple and everything like that. But other than that, King Life, love you guys, and we are out.
Yep. See you guys.